Heyo, Hipper here. So I haven't really had a chance to test out the new changes to the Will to Rebuild legendary skill because I haven't really run into anyone using it. But in this game here, it finally happened, and I won't keep you in suspense. Yes, I think the skill has been fixed, and I don't really have a problem with it anymore. This is of course not the only battle where I've had to deal with it. I've had like a handful of other battles, but this is the best one, and where I think it is the most obvious to whoever would be watching this video here. But like I said, I think it's quite good now. I still don't really agree with the fact that staying close to another ship should increase your hit points, because usually staying close to another ship is a bad move. So like two battleships sitting next to each other in the same quadrant, that's not good. So I still don't understand the purpose of the skill, but at least now I don't have a problem with it, because it doesn't make, for example, these two Bismarcks here, they are going up the middle of the map, Will to Rebuild formation, like a very classic move here. And earlier this would have been a real problem, because I'm in an Edinburgh, I have AP only, and really my only chance of taking these ships here out would be to go for their superstructures. And the way Will to Rebuild worked in the olden days, back when Mom was a boy, was that they would just put the new hit points into somewhere in the ship, but it wasn't in the extremities or whatever you want to call it. I'm assuming it would be in the Citadel. So that meant that, especially in an AP cruiser like this, if you kept firing on these, like the superstructure of these Bismarcks here, eventually that superstructure would be saturated and you wouldn't be able to do any more damage to them. And without someone doing heavy spike damage, those two Bismarcks would, in effect, be like unkillable. You wouldn't be able to take them out unless you torped them. And that was a real problem. And some divisions especially, they really misused the Will to Rebuild skill just to stay alive, and just, without doing anything. And these guys here are trying it again, but I don't know if they're not aware that, things aren't as they were a few weeks ago. And of course, I'm chasing them because I want to actually test this out here. So, like I said, usually this would have been like a fool's errand. Just keep going for these ships in the superstructure. I would never be able to actually sink them at that last 20%. They would usually heal it back faster than I could actually take it away. And at the same time, they would be saturated, and I would do minimal damage with each salvo. And the more salvos I shoot, the less damage I do. And they keep, recharging health at the same rate. So it would be nearly impossible. So you can see here, I'm chunking them pretty nicely, and so much so that this Bismarck here actually has to change his course a little bit, and I think that made him exit the Will to Rebuild radius, or at least he's right on the corner of it. I can't really tell, but that's good. That's what we want. We want to actually, if you shoot at a ship, the other ship should definitely feel it, right? So like I said, it looks like he's out of Will to Rebuild range, so now is the time. Now is the time to remove this ship here, because this kind of play here, it doesn't work anymore. It's not working. Like the Will to Rebuild healing ratio was nerfed to about half, I think, from 0.5 to 0.3, whatever that means. And that means that these battleships just cannot regain enough health to keep fighting off ships like me, who are not giving up. So now we're going to take on the next one here, and he doesn't have any Will to Rebuild help anymore. And these guys are also messed up a little bit in the fact that, like, the first Bismarck here, he just left his other Bismarck behind, and actually didn't help him with Will to Rebuild there in the last minute or so, meaning that I could finish him off relatively easily. So this guy here, he's angered a little bit, and again we're just going to go for the superstructure. But at this time there's no one to skill to rebuild him, so this should be fairly doable, especially when he goes broadside like that. So I'm also testing out my epic modification here, and I'm already have it up to 3 because I've had 150 hits already. So that's a reload improvement of 6%, right? I think so. I think it's 2% per activation. So now he's angry, and he's going for the ram, and I always do that, right? So I've lost my right side torpedoes, which is annoying because I really need them now, and yoink, yoink, nothing happens at all. But, you know, in a battle I had the other day where I was facing a Flandre, exactly the same situation, pretty much the same range as well. He citadeled me right through the bow, and I don't know how that happened. I'm going to have a little chat to Wargaming about it. But, I mean, it could be a lucky shot, I guess. I don't know. But it has never happened before. So I'm a little bit weird. If you want to see it, you can look up the video, the previous video for this one. That's where it happens. So that was the 2 Bismarcks down, and I think we got about 60,000 damage out of those 2. So not too bad at all. Someone must have helped, and we're just gonna have a good look at the sinking here, because there's nothing more satisfying than sinking potato battleships who try to do like stupid plays that are based on broken mechanics. Yes, he breaks up. Excellent. See you at the bottom. So there's still a few battleships left, and if you didn't know, then Edinburgh is excellent at taking out battleships. It's really good, except if you are facing Yamato or Georgia, battleships who can actually overmatch your armor. But other than that, you can just go straight at them with the 30mm bow, and you know, keep hitting their superstructure. Once they fire, then you can see what the best action is. If you want to fire torps, so you want to keep going and, you know, drive by them or something like that. But there's nothing they can do really, and not many people realize that in Edinburgh. They just sit in their smoke and you know, shoot at battleships from afar. I mean, that's sure that works, but it's much faster to simply, you know, challenge them 1 versus 1, mano a mano, and see who has the best armor. And that's usually Edinburgh. So we're just going to sneak up on this Gneisenau here, because it looks like he might actually just continue like that. And he hasn't seen me, so we're just going to pop all 3 torps here. And I wish Edinburgh had more torps, but on the other hand, that would make it way too overpowered. But I would like to have 4 torpedoes, because that would mean I could take out most battleships with 1 broadside of torpedoes. 3 torpedoes, it's not enough, even for, you know, a tier 6 battleship. They're usually just left with just a sliver of hit points, and that means I also, you know, miss out on the kill here. But that's okay. Oh, and in the meantime, we have got our epic modification up to 4 times, so that's an 8% reload improvement. And I believe if you get it up to 250 hits, then you get, well, I don't believe, I know, then you get 5 times, meaning that you get a 10% reload increase, or decrease, whatever you want to call it. But on Edinburgh, it doesn't mean that much, because my reload is about 7 seconds, I guess. So 10% off that is about 0.7 seconds, but it's okay. I mean, I usually had this mod on Yoshino before, but it was so hard to max it. I could get it to like maybe once or twice, but you know, any higher than that, you'd have to be shooting a lot in Yoshino because the reload is so long. Like on Minotaur, you can put it on there as well, but the increased reload means nothing on Minotaur. The reload is already 3 seconds, so you know, it's 0.3. Like, you're not gonna feel that. But so Edinburgh is kind of a golden middle road, like something where you actually can max the skill, and at the same time, it's gonna give you something that you can feel. So I think it's a good ship for this epic skill here. So now the New Jersey is getting angry, and he's turning. He wants to shoot at me, and he is a very potato salvo there. That's nice. My torps are going to miss, because I didn't think he was going to go broadside. I thought he was just going to angle and, you know, shoot over the shoulder. But, you know, what can you cannot plan on potato battleships like this. They do whatever they want to do. And, yeah, I don't have torps on the other side, so unfortunately I can't torp him. So we're just going to go bow in here, 30mm bow versus a battleship, and nothing happens. Nothing at all. And I have maxed my epic skill as well. I think that's the first time that actually happened, because I just put it on Edinburgh the other day, because I had it on some ship in my port, and I couldn't remember which ship. And I was looking for it and looking for it and looking for it, and I didn't know where the, the epic mod was. So see if I can get the kill on this thing here. In the end, probably not, because everyone is hungry, but there we go. Yep, that's Edinburgh for you, a real battleship killer, and with a will to rebuild out of the picture, you're going to do much better in this ship when you're facing those annoying divisions there. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.